Yo, this is the FairWeather Fan Podcast, man, and I'm your host, EC Tweet 22, along with the great coach D-Way, man. Listen, remember one thing about the FairWeather Fan, myself as well as D-Way, our team is your team is my team. We love all teams, so don't matter who your team is. Remember, this is a place to be if you want to get some good commentating, some good perspective on all things sports. Listen, before we go any further, like I say always, please like, subscribe, share, but most of all, leave comments because I want you to join this conversation. And with that being said, we already got people jumping in. Brandon said, let's go. We about to get it in there, man.
Let's go. What's up, B. Marshall?
Hey, listen, y'all, we got to give honor where honor is due. But I have to be honest, y'all, I haven't even watched the Winter Olympics, but it is here, 2026 Winter Olympics. Us here. I haven't been watching, and I'm so sorry for you guys if that means something to you. But I do want to give a shout out and a get well soon to Lindsey Vonn, who the three-time Olympian. I think it was one of the first events of the Olympics. She got out there with the best of ACL or wherever it was, and tried to push through it. And man, things could have went sideways. But thank God she's okay and she's doing well. And then kudos to her teammates for coming back and winning the whole event. So. I mean, that was a very horrific event. Nothing that we expect to see, watching TV or even on the news. But man, good well, Lindsey Vonn. Coach, what you got to say about these Winter Olympics and how they're going so far?
Man, so it's good. It's exciting. If you don't have to be a sports person to enjoy the Olympics because there's a little bit of everything for everybody. And there's a big part of me and my beautiful wife, Christy, that love the Winter Olympics because of all the snow sports and all the mountains and all the beauty outside. And if ice skating your thing, if what's the thing where they scrub the floor, if that's your thing. But man, if you like what they call the kind of the X Games where the ski jumping, ski turning, twisting. I mean, these men and women who have been practicing their craft their whole life, but have been really dialed in for 4 years. They are worthy of our attention. They're worthy of us tuning in and giving them some props and some airplay. It's really good. So if you haven't yet, because I mean, life is busy for all of us, but if you get a chance, I think it's on almost every night. You can catch it, catch part of it. What's up, Mr. Big 0606 Daddy?
What's up, Sean?
AKA Franco. And then regarding Lindsey Vonn, who I've followed her entire career. I've been a big fan of Lindsey's. Curling, that's it. Thank you, B. I couldn't get it out. And I was just watching it an hour ago. So that tells you how little I know about curling, the sport. But I've been following Lindsey's career. She's a legend in women's downhill speed racing. And I just want to bring you up to speed on the downhill speed Winter Olympic skiing. If people don't realize how dangerous it is, those men and women are one fall away from ending their life, not ending their career, but ending their life. Okay, so Lindsay's fought through a lot of things, injuries and this and that, and she had a horrific crash, and it was a really freak thing because she was coming around the turn and was trying to, they call them gates, the big tall flags and poles, and her inside, she's trying to be real tight, and her inside arm got locked up inside one of those poles, and when that happens at 85, 90 miles an hour, you're over. It's done. You're done. And so 13 seconds into her run, she's screaming for the paramedics, which really was sad. But hey, she did it her way. She ended her career her way. Her attitude was, hey, no pain, no gain. So I'm kudos to her, as EC said, and prayers to her for a speedy recovery. And she'll probably have one of the best downhill ski racing schools in the world when this is all said and done. There'll be women come from all over the world probably to attend her school with her training, her coaching. So awesome. Yeah, tune into the Olympics is the last thing I'll say. Tune into that and check it out when you get a chance. So
it's crazy when you talk about Lindsey Vonn and her horrific accident. Well, thank God she made it through. But not to bring up any sad news or anything that's going to trigger anybody. But just a few weeks ago in the city of Frisco, right, wasn't a sporting event, but something of the nature of sledding or planning in the ice, whatever.
Yeah,
young ladies were getting dragged by a car, not even nowhere near as fast. The car was going 30 miles an hour and dragging these young ladies off, and then something happened, hit a curve, then boom, they went into a tree, and both young women lost their lives. And then you're talking about going downhill at 90 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's definitely lucky to be alive by the grace of God, because I mean, like you said, it don't take much to and this is the Winter Olympics,
Yeah.
I mean, you talking about the speeds they're going on the ice, even the ice skating stuff, the stunts that they do with this phenomenal to watch.
It's crazy. It's crazy, dude. It's nuts,
crazy, so we're gonna keep watching. I'm gonna get stuff in replay, but I'm gonna be watching.
But props to all of the athletes from all over the world that have come together to compete. So it's awesome.
Thanks. All right, man. What you want to? Let's talk about. I want to end the show talking about the Super Bowl halftime performance. So I want to go and get into the Super Bowl real quick. Listen, man, the Super Bowl 60, Seattle Seahawks versus the New England Patriots. Yeah, the Seahawks won by a score of 29-13, and I wanted to let y'all know that I knew it. I knew it.
Ooh, I like that.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Like that.
All you need is PD. All you need.
You all need P Daddy in your heart.
I don't know what that means. Is that something you know?
No, I don't know what that is.
These are a bunch of trolls on here. I appreciate you looking at all these my free artillery, y'all silly. But I was glad we getting all this energy from YouTube, because that's what we want, people just coming on just saying some stuff, man, whoever that is. But anyway, man, listen. I don't know what y'all thought we was doing. Fools go, we wasn't gonna win. Counting us out. All we had to do is come to the arena and play, and it was a guaranteed victory. That's all we had to do. And everybody keep acting like Sam Darnold, he's a has-been quarterback and he'll freak out in big moments, and Jack Smith, the Jigma, he's a good, but we don't want to put him in an elite category. Kenneth Walker ain't never really been that great of a running back. I mean, it's just so much going on. D Long, he's the Cowboys leftover. You know what I'm saying? If they didn't want to, how he going? It's all these narratives coming out about our team, and it's crazy. But this is what I tell you, man. We know how to win, right? And I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all. I've been a Seahawk fan for all of a week and a half now. And I'm telling you, man, just joining the fan base, man, I'm loving what I'm seeing. What up, TJ, man? This guy has been a Seahawks fan for a long, long time, man.
TJ, welcome.
And we've been talking, and he's been keeping me up to date about what's going on down over with the 12s, man. And letting you know right now, it feels good to be the 12. It feels really good to be the 12.
I like it.
No doubt. But D-Wade, what you just overall opinion about what we saw on Sunday, because there's been some mixed emotions about what we saw on Sunday.
I know.
So I'm gonna let you talk about it, and I'm gonna give my 2 cents.
Let me lay it down for a minute. So it's like J-Dub and I always say, we want to see as fans, we want to see the best team win the Super Bowl. Okay. And for the 2025-2026 NFL season, without a shadow of a doubt, the Seattle Seahawks are the best team in all of football, and they proved it Sunday out there on the field.
All I need you to do is just say it with your chest.
Yeah.
Just say it with your chest. There you go. The best team in all of NFL football is the Seahawks. Go 12.
And that defense, to me, reminded me of that Ravens Ray Lewis led defense.
Yeah,
back in the day where
we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna go to another team's defense. We're gonna stay right here. Remind you of the Legion of Boom. We're gonna stay right here.
Okay, all right.
You're not.
No, you good. You good, bro. You good. It was a dominant performance. Very dominant. A lot of people will say that the game was very boring.
Yeah, it was.
Obviously, unless you're a Seattle fan. But both teams had great years. Both teams, did all they could do this year. But at the end of the day, at the end of the game, congratulations to the Super Bowl champion, world champion, Seattle Seahawks and Seahawk Nation, 12th man, the whole bit. They were they got it done. So, and I don't know
for those people who talk about this being a boring Super Bowl, and I get it because your team wasn't in it.
Right.
Everybody that's talking about a bowl hadn't had nothing invested in this game.
Right. No dog in the hunt. Yeah.
And that's what I call an emotional response. Right. Or you was in the game, but yet your team would happen to be the New England Patriots. And I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, to the rest of the world who love football, who understand sports, I don't care what stage, especially when it comes to a game like this or the Super Bowl, you want to see teams play out. And fortunately, this is what happened. Not unfortunately, but fortunately, this was not happening. But people don't recognize greatness when they're looking at it.
Yep.
You talking about Kenneth Walker run up and down the field. Drake May doing the best that he can, but then coming up short.
Yep.
Right? This is a defensive match. This is football as we know it in the trenches.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about. And what better display than the Super Bowl to put it on? That's all I'm saying. So it was a great game. Oh yes, it was 4 field goals to start scoring out, but But guess what, D-Way?
Yeah,
that means Seattle got down close to the red zone, if not in the red zone, and then New England showed up.
Yep.
You got to respect the game for what it is.
Love that.
That's all I'm saying. But once again, I'm going to say it just in case you just tuned in. If you're one that said that this Super Bowl was boring, that's because your team wasn't in it. That's all I got to say. Shout out
to the 12s.
Absolutely. The Patriots was lucky to get there. So now I know this is not who. Hey, if you don't mind, explain who are you, Philippi Diago 498? I think that's I'm not
4098.
Yeah, 4098. I appreciate you for watching, brother. Man, you all up on the feed. I appreciate you. Man, get into the comment section. Jonathan G says, "What up, fella? What's going on, brother?" Jonathan G up in the house, man. In light of Jonathan G jumping on this podcast, I got to bring it up because there was some conversation over a text message thread, D-Way. About whether or not this performance puts Sam Darnold closer to an elite status quarterback after winning a Super Bowl. We watched him for the last 2 years now. We can all surmise that his early years in the New York Jets was mishandled. So the last 2 years, he's proven nothing that he's more than capable to be considered. How close do he get to this?
So he is on the train.
Okay.
He is on. He got a ticket. He's on the train, and if he can get one more, in his career,
I love it. You on the train. I just got all types of visuals in my mind right now. You said he's on the train.
Yeah, he's not the conductor.
Okay.
He's sitting up there, next to the conductor.
Yeah.
And if Sam can get one more ring, before he hangs up those cleats, and I think he will.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody beating this team.
Yeah, this team is pretty sharp.
And one more, if he can get one more, then we're going to have to start talking about him in a different category.
Now you mentioned something real key. We know that and that going back to back or even getting closer back there, it's something that we all say is hard. But we watched for the last couple of years, the Kansas City Chiefs do it just effortlessly, constantly getting there, right? Now, looking at the Kansas City Chiefs and how they was able to get there, watching the New England Patriots of old with the Tom Brady's and the Belichick's of the world, right? How they was getting there all the time. Can this Seattle Seahawks run the table for multiple years?
Yeah, they can get another one. The only Jonathan, way back on the back patio of the caboose.
But he on the train, G.
Woo, Jonathan. um, here's what's so difficult. It's hard enough to get there, to get to
Yeah,
that game,
yeah,
and it's even harder to win that game. And now we're talking about getting going back to back.
yeah.
That is so because everybody's shooting for you. Everybody's gunning for
hmm
you. Everybody's going to give you their best performance week in and week out. So your question was, can they run the gambit again? Absolutely. They can. They're good enough. They're good enough defensively and offensively now that they've got some weapons that we didn't know they had in place. Yeah, so I'll be curious to see what the early Vegas lines are
Yeah,
on who's favored to win the Super Bowl next year. I wouldn't be surprised if they picked them to win it next year again.
yeah. Now, as I am a Seahawks fan, and I have been for the last week and a half, um, as much as I want to dog and trash and not dare speak their name, but I have to do a job as a podcaster and just say congratulations to the New
Yeah.
England
Oh,
Patriots, right?
absolutely,
They got
absolutely.
there, man. I'm a fan of Drake May,
Yeah.
not necessarily a fan of Coach Vrabel, you know what I'm saying? But, Robert Kraft didn't get the Hall of Fame, nor did Belichick. So there's a lot of distractions right now in
hmm
New England about their guys not getting in. But let me tell you something, though, man. There are some after watching this Super Bowl, which it irks me as a not as a fan, but it irks me as a media person to where people are now starting to try to dissect the New England Patriots and trying to poke holes in their team. Is this fair for a team who've got all the way and left 30 other teams behind? So now you want to start poking holes.
Well, that's weird because um, a lot of people are
Yeah,
saying if Bo Nix would have been healthy, um, the Broncos would have been there. Okay,
right.
and um, we'll never know. But hey,
What
what's
up,
up,
JP?
JP? But the one thing we do know is the Patriots had a hell of a year.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say it. I said it last year. I'm going to say it again this year. Barring any unforeseen injuries, Drake May is going to be a super, super Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady type quarterback in this league, I think, going forward. He's got all the pieces. He's got all the tools. He's got all the skill set. Drake May is going to be a superstar in this league.
So this is what G just said. He said Seahawks and Pats both had weak schedules because they missed the playoffs the previous year.
Yeah.
He said both teams are really good. No shade on either. Yeah. Yeah. And that's why he said people are hating on them, whatever, in the weak schedules. But when the thing about a weak schedule, this is what I don't understand about what considered a weak schedule, right? First of all, you got to understand that I don't care who, if there's a team in the league that haven't won a game, they are still an NFL professional, right? We seen this year that the Carolina Panthers was able to win their division.
Yeah.
A team that we all thought that they just needed the whole city to blow up. They were trying to sell a team just a few years ago, and I think they did sell a team. I don't know.
Okay.
Now, if this team, some of the games that some of these other teams won, when they played the Carolina Panthers, they said, "Oh, this is an easy win." But now that same team went to the playoff. So so I think that word is thrown around loosely when we say weak teams because everybody and we know that anybody can get beat.
Yeah.
Anybody can get beat. Thank you, TJ. There are no weak schedules in the NFL. Absolutely.
No,
That's why I like watching those. That's why I love getting up for those 2-7 and 1-8 teams when they meet up. I like to see that. I want to see what they do good, right?
I mean, there's two or three teams that are struggling. They're in rebuilding phases, and we all know that. But you still got to go line up and play and compete and beat those teams. So
yeah, because there are a lot of dudes, Coach D, where they got beat up by girls.
Yep.
So you know what I'm saying? So you saying weak. Like there are some girls who's supposed to be the weaker sex that don't beat up on some dudes. So so we can't throw that around. And listen. I mean, like I wouldn't get in the ring with Clarissa Shields.
Oh gosh, no.
Now, I'm not gonna come out and admit that she would beat me up. I just won't. Y'all just won't ever see it. That's just straight up. You know what I'm saying? But I know if I had to fight against Clarissa Shields, look, I'm getting Floyd Mayweather as my coach. Like I'm not taking this, not taking it like I don't care who she is. I'm 100 pounds heavier than she is. You know what I'm saying? By at least 6 inches taller. You know what I'm saying? But still, it's a whole. It's a difference. So like,
100%.
no matter how good your squad is,
Yeah.
I don't care if you are an undefeated team and you playing against a team who haven't won a game. That's still a game that you got to get up and prepare for and play against.
No, 100%. No, it's
now
so,
there were
so
some ride moments in there. Let's talk about Sam Darnold a little bit more. We already talked about he's on the train to be elite. Talk about his performance a little bit in this Super Bowl, right? Obviously, both guys their first time around, but talk about his performance a little bit.
You know, Sam. First of all, Sam was great last year.
Yeah,
He had a great year last year. Okay, kind of tanked it in the playoffs, but that whole it is what it is. But he was under the radar most of the year this year because we don't get to see Seattle play very often down here where we live. But all he does is just quietly go to work, take his time clock and punch in, and quietly put it back up in the rack, and he goes and puts his work uniform on and just very workmanlike. He's a very workmanlike. He's not going to be somebody that you're going to ooh and ah about. He's not. That's not him. But very solid, very consistent, very fundamental. Doesn't turn it over. Doesn't make mistakes. Doesn't get too high. Doesn't get too low. He's just what I call. He's just solid, and his performance was just so silky smooth and solid Sunday. What'd you think?
I mean, I love the poise. Obviously, as a Seahawks fan for the last week and a half, I wanted to see him get into the end zone when they got closer there. It irked me for those first 12 points, right?
Yeah.
But the decision making was there. You know what I'm saying? I can't critique everything, right? He went 19 for 38, right? I'm not going to be that guy that's going to point out everything. I mean, he came and played. Like you said, a very bus driver game.
Yeah.
We don't expect, we just want you to don't lose a game for us, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's what he did. And I think, honestly, D-Way, that was both quarterbacks' assignment, is don't lose the game. And I think both quarterbacks did an excellent job with not losing the game. Now, there's another aspect to Drake May we're going to talk about later on why he didn't succeed or it looked like he lost the game. We're going to get to him in a minute. But Kenneth Walker, when you start talking about NFL elite quarterbacks, no one will ever call his name. You usually won't even call his name on his own team because it was Charbonnet that really, really, really lit up this season, right?
Yeah.
But him to come out and play his you-know-what off in this Super Bowl to win Super Bowl MVP, I mean, tell me how much volume did that speak for the rest of his career?
Yeah. And again, it's something J-Dub and I were talking about the last couple of days. He checks all the boxes for me from an NFL running back standpoint.
Yeah.
There's nothing he can't do. And I mean, he can run inside and in between the tackles. He can run outside, outside the tackles, brush over.
Hey, remember he's on the caboose, G. He's on the patio, so he's there.
But he does a lot of little things. There were 3 or 4 plays that the Patriots had the play stopped.
Yeah.
And Kenneth, he dropped that inside shoulder like he was going to go ahead and try to go into the hole.
Yeah.
That wasn't there because the Patriots shut it down.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, he's 3 yards outside the hole, getting a big 10, 12-yard gain. And so he's really smart, really crafty. I just really like Kenneth Walker. Is it Kenneth Walker Jr.?
Yeah.
I really like his game. I'm not ready to
third. Kenneth Walker the third.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. Thank you, Kenneth Walker the third. I'm not ready to put him in the Marshawn Lynch category, but I tell you what, he's going in the right direction for me.
Yeah,
he's in the right direction to be talking about comparing him to him in a year or two.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I've been a fan of Kendall Walker before I was a Seahawk fan, obviously, you know what I'm saying, a week and a half ago that I
Yeah,
may have,
exactly. I
right?
hope
But I've
so.
been a
Yeah,
fan of Kendall Walker. You know, if you can just check my YouTube videos, you can see down there
I'm
I
going
talk
to.
about him, right? But I got to be honest, right? Even as a Kenneth Walker fan, I do forget about Kenneth Walker when I start looking at the other running backs that just stole our attention, right? When you start talking about the way the Bills running back was doing this thing this year, you talk about the Derrick
Yeah,
Henrys of the world, you know what I'm
Cook.
saying? You know, and no, yeah, Cook
Yeah,
and Henry and some of these other Saquon, you know, and the guy down in the Rams, I can't think, not Warren, but can't think of his name, but they're running back. Oh, they got both two running backs over in LA, right? That are really, really doing their thing. So, you know, there's so much to look at. Then you look at Seahawks, like you always talk about Charbonnet, right? This running game, and I'm gonna say this with my chest out. This running game was a film study from Coach McDonald to say, hey, Walker, watch this defensive line by the New England Patriots, and you'll know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Because the way he was jump cutting, it was like watching Gale Sayers do it with so much fluidity where like he didn't think twice.
What?
And I'm sitting back like,
did you
this
just say?
guy is really out here balling, you know? And
Yeah.
you know, that's film study. That's knowing exactly the tendencies of the guys that's going to chase you down, knowing how to get them, knowing how to plant your feet. Because he was taking some hard cuts. He was like, boom, I'm
That's
like, this dude gonna
crazy.
bust his ankle. You know what I'm saying? But
I mean,
that's just how hard he played. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you
Yeah.
call a running back film study of on the defense.
yeah, no, 100%. Um, I just, I got to see him play every playoff game, but since Charbonnet went out, I got to really see him play,
Yeah,
and the kid is legit. I
yeah,
mean, prime time. Gonna have to start talking about him as being one of the best in the league right now.
yeah, yeah.
Legit, man. Whew.
Yeah. Now
So
let's
yeah,
talk about our guy over there in New England. We got to bring up Drake May and his 295 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 2 interception performance. Got sacked 6 times. I mean, my God. You know, this wasn't a bad performance. You know what I'm saying? This could have easily been an NFL game that he could have won, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying, with this stat line right here.
yeah,
You know, but it
yeah.
was unfortunately it wasn't.
Well,
You know,
people don't realize for a guy as young as he is,
yeah,
facing that front seven of that Seahawk front seven,
it's not fair.
it's not fair. It's just not fair. And for him to have any kind of numbers, like you just said, is unbelievably good. You know?
I mean, y'all like the vitriol that comes to the Patriots right now after this game is so crazy because it's like the man, even though you have a tough defense, the man lit him up for 295 yards.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
mistakes were made, interceptions, but at the end of the day, the kid was out there leaving it all on the field.
Yeah.
If you can look up, leave it on the field, you will see a picture of Drake May.
Yeah. I
He
mean,
did.
and
I mean,
leading
getting
his
sacked
team.
6 times against that defense and keep getting back up.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like, you know, saying, what's name saying, throw in the damn towel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Against Rocky, if against Apollo Creed, it's like somebody stop. But it's just one of those situations where
Yeah.
he kept getting back up and he kept showing his grit. And I love it.
Mm-hmm. And hey, New England's going to be. They're going to be a team that you got to deal with every year from now, as long as Drake is there.
Yeah.
They really are. They have nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah.
They had a stellar year. You know, they just ran up against a buzzsaw defense that. Yeah. We'll see what JP had. Drake May will get one or multiple if he stays. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I think JP and I were talking about that. The kid's going to be a superstar. He is. He's going to be. And I'm not afraid to throw him up there. Put him in the. He looks a lot. He's built a lot like Brady and Mahomes. And whether or not he's ever going to be that good or not, we'll see. But he sure from an early onset of his career, I like it.
And thank God that the news came out that he won't need surgery, just need a little rest because
Yeah.
he hurt himself during the Super Bowl or something like that. So all he just need a little rest and he'll be back in full form. So he got the rest of this all season to get healthy, get his body back right. Obviously, he's gonna have the best strength and conditioning coach and everything. Throw it out for him. So I said Drizzy Drake was definitely in yeah, he definitely was in there, man. But sometime during the second quarter, D-Way, I received a text in a group text, and the group text simply said, number 66 is I don't know if he's used the word trash, but they highlighted number 66
For who?
For New England.
Okay.
And that really just it sparked some interest because we know who 66 is. That's the young rookie Will Campbell, the number 4th overall pick in the draft. I was so excited for Will Campbell making it that high up in the draft because I was a fan of his, in college. And, and I just felt like being a fan of New England, obviously I was a fan of Coach Jerome Mayo, but I just felt like this was a piece they needed, to protect Drake May. Because I fanned out on Drake May last year as a rookie, and I'm like, they need one solid piece. And for the most part this season, he's been doing good. But the playoffs has not been kind to this young rookie, D-Way. The whole world knows it. The young man is getting drugged through the mud. Y'all, I watched Shannon Sharp and Ocho go back and forth, and you tell me what you think on this, D-Way. They say Will Howard declined a Super Bowl post-game interview.
Will Campbell?
Will Campbell. I mean, I said Will Howard, but Will Campbell did not decline the Super Bowl post-game interview. And Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco was divided on that opinion. Ocho Cinco basically saying that, hey, man, when you just lost the game, you're emotional. If I can't stand and talk to the media, then I'm not emotionally equipped to handle those questions, so I bow out. Shannon Sharp says that, hey, if you won, you would have talked. So that's part of the game. That's part of the job. You should be able to talk to the media. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, both those guys, Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco, they have no room to talk because they certainly had their issues with the media, and so don't come at him. Don't come at him, Shannon, like that. I mean, you weren't perfect handling the media when you were playing all those years. So yeah, I give the kid grace. He's young. And inexperienced, and hey, I wouldn't feel like talking to anybody. So
I'm with you. So when I listened to Shannon Sharp talk, and I was like, I'm like, come on, man, y'all, come on, let's not be inhuman or inhumane, right? When it comes down to this, right? But as I step back and I dove a little deeper than what Shannon was trying to say, maybe just didn't come out the right way. Him being a part of the media, we got questions. It's a business. It's a story. It's a clickbait moment to get people to, you know what I'm saying? Yes, they're going to beat them up in the media. Yes, they're going to ask them some asinine questions. Yes, but that's a part of it. What Shannon was saying, that you take those opportunities like Josh Allen did. You take those questions. You take those stupid comments. You let them beat you up. If you got to cry in front of the camera, you cry in front of the camera. But when you turn it around, that's when you can show who you really are on the inside. What's this?
Okay.
Avoiding it.
Okay.
Now, however, Shannon Sharp, he old.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. When you a young dude,
yeah,
young people don't know how to control their emotions. I ain't going. You know what I'm saying? See, this is reserved for the Josh Allens who's been in this thing for a long time. But for 100%. Young rookie, it's like y'all haven't put a camera in my face all year long.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, y'all gonna put the weight of the Super Bowl loss on my shoulders?
Yeah.
I already got to deal with it with myself. I already got to deal with it with my teammates. I let my teammates down. I'm crying. This was the big stage. And then I ain't got time to be sitting up here and talking to y'all. So I'm with both sides of it. But at the end of the day, man, we're in the media D-Way, because I guarantee if both of us down this field with our cameras ready to get this, we would have been mad too. Now we don't come to this goddamn camera. We try to get some views for the FairWeather Fan show. I need you to come on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I'm with you, and I get both sides of it. I just but I mean, again, Ocho Cinco and Shannon Sharp, they had had their time in the sun, so.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Now, this is gonna be very, very fun. This Super Bowl
I like very, very fun.
halftime show. All the controversy behind it, man. This is oh man. I didn't even have it typed up here now because I was just so,
Man.
what are your thoughts? Let's put this in a segment. And so just your overall thoughts. First of all, did you watch the Super Bowl halftime show? Or did you go get up and get a bag of chips and use the restroom?
Yeah, I didn't watch it. But I'll
So
tell you
since
what
you didn't,
tell you what I did do, because JP's on.
uh-huh.
I made what some people are calling the best wings known to a Super Bowl game ever in the history of wings. So
That's left to be seen because I nobody tasted it but you.
yeah, JP can jump on and he can vouch for me.
Okay, bet.
Yeah.
So since you didn't watch the halftime show, what are you hearing? And what are the things you've been hearing, saying, and the stuff you've been watching on media, mainstream media? What are people saying about the halftime show?
People, most of the people that I hang with were old, so we were like, whatever, we really didn't care one way or the other. So I'm not the guy to ask. Probably Jada would be better, or maybe B Marshall would be better for that. I just, I mean, it's the biggest stage in the world, and no disrespect to anybody, but I thought they could have done better. But what's your take? What's your take on it?
Oh, are you ready to hear my take?
I am. That's why I asked you.
I'm not just talking to you. I'm looking at the people out there that are watching online live. Are y'all ready for my take about this Super Bowl halftime show? Because we can't just talk about Bad Bunny without talking about the TPUSA, Turning Point USA, All-American halftime show presented by Kid Rock.
Greatness.
They decided that they wanted to turn around and said, you know what? We want to put on this All-American halftime show.
Greatness.
To counteract what was going on in the Super Bowl. And so here I am. I'm going to give my 2 cents about both of them.
Man, please do.
So let's break down Bad Bunny's performance, right? First of all, let's break down my EC22 point about the why. When you look at the state of America and everything that's been going on, right? We start talking about the immigrant status of America, right? Nobody in America, let's call it 1,000, is originally from here. And so when we get into this spiel about American, which means being a legal citizen, we got to understand and try our best to decide what that means, right? What does it really mean? Because nobody in here was originally here except for the natives. That's why we call them natives, because this is their native land, right? But I understand the country itself built on, all the 50 states, whatever, 51, 52 states, whatever it is, and how now the government and the infrastructure of the USA was built and constructed. Now we're going somewhere on the definition of America. But when I look up at this halftime show, the business of the NFL for the last several years has been to move the borders outside of the continental U.S. and to push the boundaries to overseas. You know what I'm saying? We've seen games in Sao Paulo, Mexico. Now we're going to get a game in Rio de Janeiro next year in Brazil. Yeah. We see the games in London. We've seen the games in Australia, right? And so forth and so on, how we're trying to move those boundaries, right? But you can't do it without a fan base. In order to bring more viewership to the NFL, you got to grab the people, right? And that's what I think this Super Bowl was intended. Now, Rock Nation by Jay-Z is the one who put on these performances. And whether we talking about it like it or not, Bad Bunny is a mega superstar worthy of this type of platform. I couldn't understand nothing he was saying. I really did. I couldn't. I'm like, okay. I couldn't even bob my head because I just didn't get it. Yeah. But as I was sitting there watching, I wasn't aggravated because I honestly, D-Way, I didn't intend to watch. I was outside. When halftime came up, I went outside with my buddies and we're sitting around talking. But then I had to use the restroom.
Okay.
And as I had to use the restroom, I walked on and I saw this big crowd because I was at a Super Bowl party. The crowd of people was there at the house was surrounded the TV. And I was like, oh, they must like it. So at that point, I stopped and I watched the halftime show. And Like I said, I didn't bow my head. I was very critical at first. I was very, 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 very critical at first watching this halftime show. But then as it went on, I started thinking a lot about like, wow, um, with the whole ISIS stuff that's going on, all this political jargon, saying I think this is the opportunity to calm the noise. Even though I've heard through the grapevine that some of his songs and his actual props that he was using was all geared towards, bringing a lot of cultural references, a lot of history of the Puerto Rican people, not just over in Puerto Rico, but even over in New York and California. A lot of it, right? There's a guy I saw on TikTok, man, he had a 20-minute video that he broke down every single set and what it mean and stuff like that. And it was a beautiful thing to watch. And it kind of gave me a brief, abbreviated version of the history of the Puerto Rican people in the USA. And so knowing that he took the time out to be that strategic, to represent his people, phenomenal job. Now let's just talk about just the stage presence. I love high energy. And it was a high energy performance. It really was. But once again, I couldn't get down with it because I couldn't understand the language. But there were a lot of Mexican and Latino or Spanish speaking people that loved it. I first got introduced to Bad Bunny by my former co-host on this show. We call him the Philly super fan, Max Baza, aka Maximus, who was the first my co-host on the show.
Nice.
He talked about Bad Bunny to no end and everything Bad Bunny in, whatever movie he's in, whatever album came out, he just hit me up with Bad Bunny all the time. And like I say, I can't understand the music, but so I understand why Rock Nation would put him on. Now let's jump on over to TP USA. I could understand everything they were saying. I knew every word, every lyric.
Yeah. You don't happen to have that last verse of that Kid Rock tune, do you?
I don't have it, but he did. We're gonna talk about that. That verse. We said something about dust that old book off. And basically praise Jesus and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. But when I looked at this performance, there was a lot of things that stood out to me, D-Way. You can easily tell that it was pre-recorded. So my mind is like, okay, you put on this event to counterattack or to give the people an option to not watch the Super Bowl, but it would have made sense and would gave more weight if you would have done it in person, which means you completely left the Super Bowl and say, no, we're going to stay here and wait for that time to jump on live. Right. But it's all American. They want to watch Super Bowl too. I just don't want to watch halftime. So we're going to record this show and get it aired and played. So I understand that, but it's just like, what message are you trying to send? I don't know, but that's what it is. But the lineup they had was great. There are a lot of names on this list that most people don't really know about. But you're talking about who started the show with Bradley Gilbert, man, did an excellent job, doing Real American. But I think Dirt Road was one of my favorites that he performed. And then you start talking about man, Gabby Barrett, and
greatness.
Her and I just had her name in my mind a while ago, but the other young lady, man, the other superstar, Lainey Wilson. Those two, man, I just love their voices, man. They really stand out. But man, both of her songs was hitting hard. She did a real good job. Country Nowadays and Hard to Love, and then you had our boy Lee Bryce came on. Not a big Lee Bryce fan, whatever, but he did an okay job in my opinion. Some people thought his performance was the best. We all can agree to disagree, but he did Country Nowadays and Hard to Love. Then Kid Rock's come on the show, and this was funny because he jumps out, Kid Rock name and lights. He jumps on the stage and started doing Da Wada Da, Da Wibba Da, whatever that song is.
Yeah.
But it was almost like he was on stage just listening to radio and fanning out over his own songs because he clearly wasn't trying to lip sync because that was just bad. It was like, come on, Kid Rock, you can do it. We know you, bro. Now, I know you're old. There's a lot of energy been going on, but he kept dropping the mic while his song is still going on. It was just a bad list performance. I just got in my mind like he just out here jamming to his own song because it was a short rendition of it, whatever. And then given time to change, they had this beautiful violin. Now, there's a lot of people hating on that D-Way about the violins and playing. Like, listen, I love violins. I love that.
I do too, dude.
Yeah, and it was, come on now, we know showmanship. Clearly, there was a chance for him to change clothes. Because somebody said, what was the point? The point was to give him a chance to change clothes when you saw what happened next. Then he has dudes to come on and introduce Robert Ritchie, which is his actual real name, government name. and he comes on and perform "Till You Can" by Cody Johnson.
Yeah,
And
it was.
Then his extra verse.
Yeah, I don't have the words.
I don't have the words. I don't have the words to express what that show did.
It says
Now,
there's a book. There's a book that's sitting in your house somewhere that could use some dusting off.
Yeah.
There's a man who died for all of our sins, hanging from the cross. You can give your life to Jesus, and he'll give you a second chance till you can't.
Till you can't.
Till you can't.
Man. I ain't gonna lie. I had to fight back tears as I was watching it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got chill bumps, bro.
Now, somebody's leaving the comments. They're saying, what up, Lou? What up? So
good evening, Lou.
This what bothers me about this show. Once again, I understand the why. I really do. About why they felt the necessity to put this show on, right? The scary part about this is that this can be something that can just be a constant every year we have a Super Bowl. When somebody decide they don't like who they like, they come out and create these other avenues, right? Now, some say it was 10 million, some say it was 5 million viewers, but the 135 viewers at halftime they did not overshadow the halftime, right? They gave you an alternative. And the beautiful part about it is that because it's recorded, you can go watch it, right? Even if you didn't watch it in real time, you can still go watch it because that was the show. D-Way, it would have been so beautiful if that performance, what they did by TPUSA, was done pregame. Marry those two together. Pregame, postgame, bring them together. But the fact that it was done strategically to be controversial towards the Super Bowl halftime show, that only further divides us as a country.
Yeah, and
that's the part I didn't like.
Yeah, and the sad part about that is it would have been easy to do.
Yeah.
It would have been easy to make that happen, but I don't know why they didn't. I guess either somebody didn't suggest it, or somebody didn't think about it, or somebody didn't want it. I mean, who doesn't like Kid Rock? Everybody likes Kid Rock, you know.
There was somebody because there are some. I've watched several videos of people trashing their performance, and some people praising their performance. Right. The people who was praising their performance wasn't necessarily praising the performance; they were praising the cause. Right. And I was trying to find people who would dissect the performance, and I couldn't find anybody to dissect the performance other than trolling Kid Rock for lip syncing their first song, right?
Yeah.
But the most supporters they got was all about the cause of the why, not the performance, right? And the ones who was trashing the performance, they was trashing the performance because the lack of energy for you know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting back, I'm like, I'm not trying to say I'm right, D-Way. But this was a show. This was like a Grammy Award show. This was like a CMA Award show, right? This wasn't about a Super Bowl halftime show where you got to have dancers all over the place and running from scene to scene. This was an on stage with a live audience performance, and that's what you're going to get when it comes down to country and rock, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because the emphasis of these songs were the lyrics of each song that was performed. Each performer chose the song they wanted to give the American people for that moment, right? And so when it wasn't about having any other distractions other than listen to the lyrics of these songs, right? Yeah. That's what I think a lot of people who bombed out and got mad about the performance, I think they missed that, right? But then again, that could have been a bunch of Bad Bunny supporters.
Well, the other thing is, I mean, you and I don't have a chance to listen to the lyrics of Bad Bunny.
Right,
because we don't speak Puerto Rican. So, you know.
Right. Now, there were some people who dissected Bad Bunny's performance. Like I said, the one guy who did, he said, but there were some that talked about looking up the lyrics in English. And I didn't have enough time in my life to go through all those songs and try to read every single lyrics translated to English. But I have to take people at their word. And of course, I couldn't find anything that recited them in English for me. But there's a lot of people who said they was moved to tears once they found out some of the meanings of the songs he was singing, some of the lyrics. Well, that's anybody's business. But like I say, that was for the people who speak Spanish and for all those who here in America and abroad or overseas, man, that was for them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I can appreciate it because they put on a performance, you know what I'm saying, for the Super Bowl. But like I say, we had the other alternative with TPUSA in their performance right there. I just don't like when things become racially political, you know?
Yeah, that's controversial.
And none of those people up there that got their song has ever had any issues with being, you know what I'm saying, racially insensitive, right? To any race, right? But they had to know, D-Way, that that's what people's going to scream when they put on this performance.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know if that put a dark cloud over their heads, all the performers. I don't know, you know, but they should have just done it together, man. You know?
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Thanks for saying that. That is so true. That is so true.
You know, but I don't know who's going to do next year's show, man. But like I say, man, if those of you, because who watch the show, who's so intrigued by what I just said about the TP USA, Turning Point USA performance, All-American performance, halftime show, go Google it. Go YouTube it. It's there. It was actually a good show, in my opinion. It was a good show. Bad Bunny, Bad Bunny was a great performance. TP USA was a good show. That's my grade. Good. One was a good performance. One was a great show. So,
hey.
Yes, sir.
Changing the subject.
Yes, sir.
You are going to be so proud of your boy, Coach D-Way.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Guess what I watched every second of, every minute of, everything yesterday?
Was you watching 101?
I watched your girl Aaliyah Boston go off and do her thing.
Yeah, in the 101.
No, it was in the 3-on-3.
Oh, yeah, the 101. I forgot
I
the
watched the
next
Vinyl and the Phantom yesterday.
Yeah,
I'm telling you what, bro, it was on. It was so good, so good. I mean, those girls from players from both teams were just showing out like nobody's business yesterday, man. But Leah stole the show, dude.
Man, she. What game did I watch? I watched because they're getting ready for the playoffs. What game I watched? I watched who was that? I watched it was the Luna Owls.
Okay.
Oh, it was going back the other day. I got to pull it up real quick. Let me find this.
Yeah, I was proud of myself, man. I got to see some good hoop yesterday.
Here we go. Let's see. They gonna let me go back a couple of days. Oh, I got to go down. Here we go. No, that's going forward. Come on now, show me some past games. Upcoming. Let's do February. Okay, here we go. So I was able to watch. Was it? Oh no, that was Saturday. Was the 7th? So it was before then. It was Vinyl and the Hive. Vinyl and Hive. Okay. No, Rose and Breeze. No, that wasn't even either. God, who would that was? I'm tripping. Oh, so yeah. Hive and Breeze. Because what's the name played for Breeze? I watched them choke away that game so bad. Paige Beckers and all them girls, man, they choked that game away, and I want to go choke.
Man, I want to see. I gotta see Paige play.
Because during the game, I heard some things that her and Rakia, anyway, they choked the game away. You know, they you know, and they was tired. I ain't gonna lie, they was tired. Paige, she got there and gave it her best, man. But it was just
how's Paige look? How's she doing in this thing?
Oh, Paige, she's doing her dang thing. She's got a lot of control, right? She's really got a lot of control. And then I watched Luna Owls and the Laces, and I watched the Laces win. They, you know, I wanted the Luna Owls to win, but they lost the game. And that darn Laces team is the best team right now in the league, man. And they're a tough team to beat. You know, that's with our girl. I see her face. I can't think of it. I see her face. She's the wife of the Warner Bonner. Played for Connecticut last year. She played for I can't think of her name. I'm drawing a blank. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. Aaliyah Thompson, AT. AT. You know, and they had the Slim Rico, Brittany Sykes on that squad. Man, they was balling. They were balling, man. AT is one of those girls who, no matter where she goes, she succeed. She's a tough girl. Some people say she's a cheater. She's not. She's just a tough.
She's not. She's not.
She's just tough to guard, man. You know, she's good.
But now that I've tuned in a little bit, I'm gonna start watching some of that. So
yeah, man.
They're playing.
Aaliyah Edwards, man. She the one got all our attention last year. They made it to the finals with Fee.
Mm-hmm.
She needs a lot of work on her game. No disrespect, but she needs a lot of work on her game. But Esther Rod James, man, really came out and stole the show for them. Even though they lost, she stole the show for the Luna Owls because obviously with all the people that got hurt, with Nafisa being out, Mamia Baby didn't play the game, Rebecca Allen out. So they pulled her off out of reserve, and she got into this game, man. If you don't know who she is, she's a Dallas Wing player. She's our Dallas Wing rookie last year, and she came out and played. I seen some skill set in this young lady that I haven't seen with the not the Mavs, but the Wings. So she did her thing, man. Dominique Malonga, she's going to be a beast. She the one that played. I think she played with the Breeze. Yeah, she's with Paige Becker and the Breeze and Rakia Jackson, man. Cameron Brink had a good game, and Kate Martin had a good game. They just they fumbled that game.
Did you see that? See that clip where Cameron Brink's talking about Paige? Did you catch any of that?
What was she saying?
Oh, she's giving Paige all her props, man. Talking about how great she is, how awesome she is, and Paige is just being sitting there being cool and doing her thing. Like,
hey,
oh man, it was really cool, really cute. So
that's one thing I love about Unrivaled, right? We definitely want the W to be as big or bigger than the Unrivaled. We don't want the Unrivaled to take over, right? Because we want them. I mean, even though it's still a professional women's basketball, we already have a product that gives multiple women opportunities. This thing is still growing. It's only in the second season, right? So we want the W to be the W, right? And I think they just came down to a final agreement of this collective, right? But, man, the Unrivaled give these women a chance to showcase their talent, to show everybody exactly what their bag is made of. They can pull out every little thing in their bag. Obviously, when you're on a professional five-man team and you're playing 4 quarters, there's only so much you can do because you have to play within the system.
Facts.
But this Unrivaled 3-on-3, oh, shoot, man. Beckers was pulling everything out of her bag, man. And that's why.
Oh, man, I wish I could have seen that. Yeah.
When you get somebody like Cameron Brink who plays for another team, the op, you know what I'm saying? Because always Dallas and LA, right? To see how good she is, to give her those props, yeah, I mean, that's what it's for. And like, that's what that's what I love about this, because all these women that play on different teams, they get a chance to play with the other team girls across the league, man. And it's building relationships, man. It's so fun to watch Dominique Malonga and them girls and Rakia Jackson have all these TikTok things and stuff like that. So it's been real fun.
Yeah.
But man, 1-on-1 is coming up.
Well, I definitely want to catch some of that. So
they already announced the tiers, and right now, Alicia Gray feel like that she can go all the way. Alicia Gray, who was formerly a Dallas Wing player, now she plays in Atlanta. She feel like well, all these women gonna feel like they can go all the way, man. But man, this lineup, I'm looking at this first round lineup right now that starts tomorrow. Woo! You got Alicia Gray and Chelsea Gray, Mama Gray, and Natasha Cloud.
Is it televised?
Yep, on TNT.
Okay.
And you got Lee Yuri versus Breonna Stewart. Bree gonna win that easy. Sonya Sturgeon going against Maria Mayberry. That's gonna be a good one. Rachel Bonham versus Kelsey Mitchell. Ooh, Kelsey gonna take that one. You got Arika Gumawale going against the Slim Reaper, Brittany Sykes. I gotta watch that one. I think I don't know, man. Arika got some crossover moves. I don't know if the Slim Reaper can win that game. Rail Burrell versus Rain Howard. I'm sorry, Ray. This got to be your first chance to play, but you're going to get knocked out by Rain Howard, in my opinion. Jordan Canada versus Skylar Diggins. While Jordan Canada is up and coming, Skylar, all I got to say, Jordan, you can win this game. You should win this game, but don't sleep on Skylar. Kate Martin versus Paige Becker. That's so unfair. They're teammates.
I know.
That's so unfair, but it's what it is, man. Our girl Taylor McBride, is she playing this year in the round? She didn't play this round. She didn't play this round. Kelsey Plum versus Natisha Heidemann. Kelsey Plum gonna win that. She's gonna take it to the other half of the Stud Bubs. Rakia Jackson versus Khalil Cooper. Copper. That's gonna be a good one. I can't call that one. I think Copper got better. Is a better. She's too quick for Rakia Jackson. Shakira Austin versus Derica Hamby. That's the first evenly matchup we're going to see, even though Shakira is a whole lot bigger than Derica, but Derica got some skills in the post. Tiffany Hayes versus Jackie Young. Another evenly matchup, but it all depends who wanted the most. I'm going to give it to Tiffany Hayes. Veronica Burton versus the other half of the Stud Bub, Courtney Williams. Courtney, bring your A game because Veronica ain't playing.
Yep.
Nia Rivers versus Alicia Gray. That's so unfair for Nia to have to go against Alicia Gray. So now you good, but you don't start for a reason. Not even on 3-on-3, you don't start. Shania, so you talking about all the accolades, great from, and she gonna take it to you. And AT Alicia Thomas versus Aaliyah Boston. This is called Get Back.
Yeah,
this is called some Get Back.
I love that.
As tough as you are, AT, Aaliyah, you about to catch a cup. You better put on the grill.
Dude,
mouthpiece, because she's gonna take it to you.
Liz playing at a whole nother level right now.
That is. I think they made this the last game because they know because both these girls are supposed to be the dirty players, tough. Like,
Aaliyah's not.
No, she got a lot of controversy in the playoff last year. There's so many things, man. Especially when she was going against when they was going when the Fever, not Fever, but the Fever was going against the Aces. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and so that was a lot of controversy about Leah Boston, how dirty she plays. I don't think she plays dirty, but they're just people. Yeah. I see where they're coming from, D-Way.
Big fan of hers.
But anyway, that is the first round. That's what you got. Those are ones in 101. Man, that's gonna be summer watch. 15 minutes per game, starting at 7 p.m. on True. Man, catch it, True TV, man, catch it, man. That's your boy EC22. That's all we have for our show, man. D-Way, final thoughts.
Yeah, final thoughts just real quick. Hey, if you haven't tuned in yet, find you a channel that's got the Olympics on it. Doesn't matter what they're doing, what sport, what am I trying to say? What sport it is that they're doing. It's phenomenal, and you'll enjoy it. You can relax with your popcorn or with your bowl of ice cream or whatever your favorite beverage is, and it's really fun. It's relaxing to see the greatest amateur professionals in the world competing at the highest level. So, man, tune in to some Olympics this week if you get a chance. That's my final thoughts. Great show, EC. What you got?
So my final thoughts, I'm going to go back to this 4-player ejection over at and a coach later on over at the Pistons and the Hornets. First of all, why is Detroit always in the center of always some type of brawl? Like, come on, Detroit, y'all got to get y'all stuff together, man. Because you're talking about, we all know the malice and the palace that happened, right, in Detroit. Yeah. Then you're talking about this game, even though it wasn't in Detroit, but it's still, that's what happened to these Detroit players. And then when you go to the WNBA side, it was the Detroit Sharks and the LA Sparks that had the biggest brawl in WNBA history. So it's like the common denominator is Detroit. Then you go back to the bad boys of basketball, the Detroit Pistons, and all this. Like, I don't know what's in the water, D-Way. I know Flint had some water issues back in the day, but is that the problem? I don't know, man. That's what I want to talk about. Like, every time you turn around in a brawl, it's somewhere mentioned this city of Detroit. I don't know. But y'all got to fix it. Y'all got to fix it, man. For the four-player trade. Now, the funny thing about this brawl, first of all, we don't condone violence on this show, nothing like that. But Isaiah Stewart, he need to be stopped.
Yeah.
Because he's one of those guys, he's not no hold me back sugar. He's not gonna wait till everybody grab and then start acting tough guy. The way old boy came off that bench, I always say this D-Way. I said, man, and jokingly with my friends, but I always say this. When you're really mad at somebody, D-Way, and you really want to hit them, you'll find a way to get to them. Yeah. It's amazing how these grown men that be screaming and hollering and swinging and know good and well they not gonna lose their job, right? But Isaiah is a perfect example. When he wanted to get at Miles Bridges, Mikal Bridges, he got to him. Was it Mikal Bridges? One of them, he got to him. I may get him now, but it's Miles.
That's funny.
But anyway, he got to him. The guy he was coming, he got to him. People tried to hold him back. He knocked about 3 people down. So it's just one of those situations, right? All this tough guy talk. But it's the same guy that went after LeBron James. The same guy a couple of weeks ago got kicked out of the game because he came to his team defense. You know what I'm saying? His teammates' defense.
You know what I say? Say that they ought to implement a rule. If you come off the bench onto the floor, you are suspended for the rest of the year without pay. That's what they need to tell those guys. And then that'll all stop. That will all stop.
They know he's going to get suspended for at least 23 to 25 games for coming off the bench, right? And just like Ron Artest, or at that time, Ron Artest, now Metal World Peace, when he came, he didn't come off the bench, but the players that was on the bench, I think it was Reggie Miller was on the bench because he wasn't playing that game. and there was another player that was on the bench that was actually suited up as well. Came off the bench, and all those guys got suspended for multiple games because they came off the bench. But Isaiah Stewart, not only did he come off the bench, this guy has been in controversy, like I say, of fighting, and he's a guy who have no quit.
Right.
Even his coach came to defense, say, "Hey, man, listen, it was a 2-on-1 situation, and he wasn't gonna let them jump on his buddy." So he came out, you know what I'm saying, and what he said, he said, "No, you fight on the job, you lose your job." I mean, I get it.
Yeah, I agree.
But competition breeds aggression, right? I don't want to steal the sting away from the message, right? Because everything that you and G are saying, I don't think you should lose your job. I really don't think you should. Not in competition. If you're working at Walmart, because none of us has a contact job, sport job. You know what I'm saying? That's not our job, right? But when you play in a sport that is contact, there's bound to be a little bit of like if a tennis player go across the rope and fight another tennis player, that's different because they're non-contact, right? But when you talk about contact sports like soccer, basketball, football, you know what I'm saying? Like there has to be some little grace there, right? We see hockey players get into it all the time, right? And it's accepted. Baseball players, we have allowed it, but you don't see it as much like you used to back in the day where the fighting comes in, right? Because guys come off the bench, you unload the dugout, everything, everybody get into it, the fans start fighting in the baseball game. So I think there should be a little bit of grace, and they're young men. D-Way, I would be hypocritical if I would say that we can't give people second chances because at their young age they made a mistake. I don't want to just fire somebody.
I ain't mad at you, but you're going to be suspended for the rest of the year.
Suspended is one thing, right? There has to be accountability
for the rest of the season without pay. That'll keep those kids, and I'm going to say kids.
Yeah,
they don't want to lose that money.
Yeah. Well,
I know. Save it for another day, man.
I want to say this. What G said. You're paid to be an athlete, not to get assaulted. The second chance should be a.
Yes. Yeah.
I strongly disagree with you, G. Like I said, I'm gonna table this for another time. But man,
let's do.
Because I'm gonna table this for another time. We're gonna, hey y'all, this conversation for those of you who are still watching or watching rebroadcast, man, we're really gonna talk about this next week at the top of the show before we get into next week's topic. But I really want to continue this conversation, not to be controversial, but I think there's two sides of every coin, and I believe that what Coach D-Way and what Jonathan G saying is right. They're not saying anything wrong. But when you start throwing in second chances and understanding the why, that's what we're going to get into next week. Get your boy EC22 of the FairWeather Fan channel, man. Thank you for watching, man. Please, before you go off and click off, like, subscribe, share. Thank you to those who joined the conversation. Lewis Medford, Jonathan G, Brandon Marshall, thank you for joining in. Justin, JP, I appreciate you. TJ, he's over on another podcast. I'll be joining in a minute. Thank you guys for just tuning in and watching, man. And shout out to our boy that's up there dealing with some daddy duties up there in Great Falls, Montana. J-Dub, we'll catch him whenever we can. And then whoever, Felipe, Diago, 409, I appreciate you for watching, my brother. So till next time, till next Tuesday, 6 p.m., it's your boy EC22, along with Coach D-Way. And we are